What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. Looks like Bitcoin's taking a little dump here, so I'm going to go through the charts as usual. I'm back from vacation. Thank all you guys for waiting around for me, but I'm back, and let's see what's going on. So, are we going to see this big ABC correction that I've been talking about? If so, we should get a bounce off of one of these areas here. Now, does that mean we have to go down there? It does not. I do believe we are still going down to one of these levels. There is a really bearish case that could be playing out that we don't even get this bounce. And we'll talk about that. We'll look a little bit at traditional markets, some other stuff. Then I'll get into the chat and chat with you guys. But do one thing, if you guys would. Go right under the video. This really helps out if you get down here and smash that like button. I would appreciate that. Let's get back into the charts. So like I said, this could still be playing out a big ABC correction, and as you guys know, if that was to happen, we could get one more big pump up after completing this A wave. As long as we don't cross this green trend line up top, I remain bearish in the longer term for the next year or so, looking for around that 9,500 range as a possibility. That doesn't mean it has to happen, guys. We play the charts as it is. And another thing I want to remind you guys, at CryptoSavvy1 is my Twitter. There were some fake Twitter accounts. Make sure you're on the correct one. The link is down below the video to my Twitter. It's at CryptoSavvy with the number 1. Don't get fooled, guys. So anyways, looking at the daily here, let's move this up. Still getting almost no volume, so could that mean we get a big spike up? That is a possibility. Let's draw a trend line in here. A break of this trend line and within the next couple days would be around the 26.5 or 27.7. If we break that, it could get really ugly. We'll be keeping an eye out for that. Also, this is the daily, so watch how this daily closes. If we close in this area, making lower lows and higher lows here, that is bullish divergence. But remember, hidden divergence is much stronger in a trend continuation. So hidden bearish, since we are in a bearish trend, is much more powerful than a regular divergence like bullish in a downtrend. So keep that in mind. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out PHEMEX BT. By far my favorite exchange. You can trade tons of other stuff on there. 50 plus markets, S&P, Dow Jones. You can trade Forex, everything all on one exchange. They don't trade against you. It's not the scammy type exchanges that you see everywhere. Definitely check it out. And if you go over to my video on my page, is right here. Go on to my homepage on YouTube, and right here, the PHEMEX BT tutorial that teaches you how to use their margin and such, and where to put in the promo codes. My promo codes are Savvy50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. The 50% bonus can be used towards your margin. So anyways, let's get into it. So we were looking at this as possibly the same thing as right here. It does not look the exact same now, but if you look at the EMAs here on the daily, we are trapped below them all. That is not bullish. We also had this trend line on the daily here that we did break. We have not broke it right here yet, but when this happens, guys, that usually means we're gonna continue the trend, which is down. So here is the Fibonacci retracements of the whole thing. We have been talking about this 35 or 33 or 34 350 forever as a 0.5 fib. We were not able to break and open and close above that, which we've been talking about for weeks. So nothing really changed, obviously. We did not break that. So the next area of support is between 25.2 and 27.2, which is the golden pocket zone. If we get our bounce there, that could be the end of A wave and we begin B wave. That 9,500 is a huge volume, high volume node right here, which was also old resistance for a long time. We only tested it once before coming up here. We could be coming down to test this in the next year or so. probably by the beginning of next year, maybe middle of next year by the way this is playing out. But again, we'll take a look at the bearish and the bullish case. But right now, this is what I'm looking for. There's also the 0.786 right around 16.9. So let's take a look here. So if this is just a ABC, we'd be looking for around 25.5 here. This is on the 4 hour. This is that fifth wave we're looking at. These are the areas where I would look for it. If we do pass this 25.5, we're probably in trouble and going to see something like this. This would be 5 waves down of the fifth wave. That could get us, the third wave of 5 would be down around the 16.4. Then I would expect a bounce to around 26.8. And then ultimately back down to around 14.3. So if we get down here, and that is wave 5, then we could have, you know, our relief rally from that point. Let's look at the bullish case. So this is starting to look less and less likely here, guys. We were looking at in the bullish case, we get back up to this 41, break back down to about 37 and up. This does not look like it's playing out. Keep an eye on these EMAs. If we get back above these, then we could be bullish. Right now, let's see, we have 3 hours left in this candle. So if we close this 4 hour up above this low here, we could be looking at bullish divergence. But a bullish divergence in a downtrend is just going to be a relief rally. It's not going to be to the moon. This was another look we were looking at. This is the 4 hour. We were looking at this as a rising channel. If this was the case, this gets us to around the 27,751 area as a measured move. So that's something we could be looking for here, looking for a bounce around that 27.7 area. Again, keep an eye on this RSI, guys. And if you're not familiar with RSI, definitely check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. There is a link down below in the description. Right here, there are divergence cheat sheets right on a mouse pad. So you can have it right in front of you. It looks like this. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I suggest if you're new to trading to get one. So anyways, check that out. Let's look at the chart everybody hates. And I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying this is a possibility. Looking at traditional markets, you guys know I'm very bearish on traditional markets. I think we're about to see something very drastic. And if you follow the news, you're going to hear the news after it happens. So show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. That is one of the most truest sayings I've ever heard. Stay away from all the news crap and FUD and hopium and all that crap. Pay attention to the charts. I don't even watch any of that stuff. I try to stay away from it because it does cloud your mind. So I do suggest you do that also. But what if Bitcoin has just completed a 10-year cycle up here and we are actually in a multi-year bear market? Let's see what happens in our traditional markets, but it is a possibility, guys. Anyways, we do have these arcs drawn in the log scale, and that would get us down to about the 9,500 sometime in January 2002. All depending on how this plays out. We'll be keeping an eye, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you scroll down, smash those likes. And if you're watching the video after the live, make sure to leave a comment. It helps get the video pushed out there. So this is the log scale, another one that we were looking at. And we called the 3-day short over here at about 38,000 weeks and weeks ago. But anyways, if we look at this whole chart, let's get that RSI off there. So we had these parabolic arcs here. Every time we break that parabolic arc, we had a multi-year bear market. We broke it up here, multi-year bear market. This one over here was 2014. This one over here was the 2018. And we broke this one very early. We talked about that plenty of times. Also, this 0.382 fib, that is where our heaviest resistance is in our Fibonacci channel. And if we were to go straight up there, that would be around 38.4. So I highly doubt we get back above that. If we do get above this at any time and get support on it, then we could be, you know, having another rally up for the end of the year. But we'll be definitely keeping an eye on that. Also, we have this trend line off these two wicks here. lining up with the 200 EMA would be around the 27,132. So again, that 25 to 27,000 is a good area to look for at least a bounce, if not a big fake out rally bull trap. So keep an eye on that. This, guys, is my dollar index, which is the green overlaid on the Bitcoin chart. If you can notice here, every time we hit this top trend line on the DXY, Bitcoin bottoms. Every time we hit the bottom trend line on the DXY, Bitcoin tops. We are heading up now. As you guys know, I've been bullish on the dollar. We're starting to see that play out. My target right now is still around this 93.51 on the dollar, the DXY. Had a lot of people talking about this bearish divergence, and let me show you and explain this real quick. But a lot of people don't understand it, don't get it. Okay, so in the daily here, we are on an uptrend. So people were talking about this lower highs here and higher highs here being bearish divergence. Again, we're in an uptrend. If you notice this line here, higher highs in the price, lower highs in the RSI, hidden bullish. So that being in an uptrend, hidden bullish is much more powerful than regular bearish. So the Dow Jones, we looked at this. This is on the weekly. Back here, this high is back in 2018 to now. We had lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action, bearish divergence. And if we zoom in a little closer, this was February of 2020. And here we have the present, more bearish divergence. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the RSI. Let's go down to the daily and see what's going on now. Whoops. So if we put it in the daily, as you can see, I have some divergence here also. We had higher highs right here from June 21st or June 2021 till now, and lower highs in the RSI. That is bearish divergence, and as you can tell, see, it is playing out. This is a bearish engulfing candle here on the daily on the Dow Jones. As you can see, it engulfed this whole candle and the wick prior. That's pretty bearish. Gold, we still have our target down here about 1677. Silver, still have our target around 2183 and then $20 range. Litecoin, still have our target down here, and a lot of people were calling me all kinds of names for this, but let's move this over now a little bit. Looking around that $87 range for Litecoin. If that does break, if Bitcoin goes to the super bearish case scenario, we could be looking at $50 Bitcoin. A $50 Litecoin. So if we get that B bounce that we talked about in the beginning of the video, if you didn't watch that, go back. If we get that B bounce, we could get a bounce from this area and come back down to around the $50 range in 2022. Same thing for Ethereum. Let's zoom in here. So on Ethereum, as you know, my target's between 1,000 and 1,300, which I still believe that's where we're headed. And if we get that B wave bounce, that's the area I see it in Ethereum. And then coming down to around the 477 sometime in 2022. We'll see what happens. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed. We will stay updated on all this stuff. Let's get into same thing with XRP. Everybody been calling me all kinds of stuff for calling this, but I'm still looking for around the 43 cent range. Most likely going down to around the 20 to 24 cent range before this is all said and done. But guys, I still 100% believe that this is an absolute pump and dump scheme on XRP. Reason being, as you guys know, I came from the penny stocks, and this is a dying penny stock chart, 100%. So anyways, let's get into smaller time frame here. Let's see what's going on. We're getting a bounce right now off of the 0.5 fib from this being looking at this wave 1 and then wave 2 or a B. Right now we're getting a little pop off there, so we'll see what happens. Let me get into a more clear chart right here. So anyways, all right, I'm going to get in the chat. We're going to chit chat a bit. 1,000 viewers, only 500 likes, guys. Scroll down, smash those like buttons. And yes, I will continue to ask because I do this for totally free. All you have to do is scroll down, smash that thumbs up. If you are on the mobile, just exit your chat for a second, hit the thumbs up button. And if you're on YouTube TV or Google TV, down in the bottom left corner, it says more actions. Hit that, and then it'll give you the option to hit the like button. Appreciate it. All right, Ninja Killer, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Make sure I didn't miss any here. And I'll read your comment. Chances we break 30,700. It's definitely possible. Like I said, let's watch this 4-hour close. We still have 3 hours before it closes. And keep an eye on this RSI. If it does, this is my first target here, looking at this as a rising channel that we broke out of. That's what I'm looking at. How was your vacation? Lake looked great. Yeah, it was awesome. If any of you have not been to Lake of the Ozarks, I definitely suggest going there. It is an awesome lake. Tons of stuff to do. I do suggest, though, if you have a boat, bring your boat or at least rent a boat there because it's all about the water. There's, like I said, tons of stuff to do there. All right. Sorry, guys. I had to check something out there. But anyways, let's get into the chat. Analysis for VT. On the second live stream today, I will go through altcoins. D Zatara, thanks for letting people know to smash likes. I appreciate that. So anyways, there is bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Mark, I just talked about that. You cannot count this as bullish divergence until the 4-hour close. You can never count divergence before the close of the time frame that you're looking for it in. All right, let's see. Do you pay any attention to on-chain metrics? I do not. On-chain can change in a matter of seconds. You guys have seen that. I think our on-chain could be thrown out the window, honestly. It can give you the, after effects and give you a reason. You can look at what happened through the on-chain, but you cannot see what's going to happen through on-chain. I do not believe in that. I believe in the price action charts. Always have, always will. It works for me. Do what you will, but I think if you're watching news, reading articles, and all that crap on Bitcoin and the crypto market, you're being blinded. It's all in the charts. Bug out country up there, super awesome. Yes, it is. How good of indicator is this Stoke RSI? I don't use it. I don't really care for it because it can stay up at the top forever or the bottom forever. I use the traditional RSI. It's a true indicator. It's not lagging. But that's my opinion and my, that's the way I do it. You do what you got to do. Everybody has their own, but one thing I do want to mention, guys, if you'll notice on most YouTubers, someone will start talking about a indicator that nobody ever talked about because it's looking good in the back test, and then everybody will talk about it. I don't suggest following those. There's always new indicators popping up that everybody will start talking about. I suggest getting good with whatever indicators you want to learn to use and stick with them. Don't overcrowd your chart with a million indicators. You will just confuse yourself and lose your ass. Flat Smack, I love bearish channels. Great show, dude. Thanks, man. Do you ever use MACD and look for divergence there? I really don't. MACD is a very lagging indicator. I'll peek at it sometimes, but I don't do any analysis on it. Like I said, I stick with the RSI, trend lines, support and resistance, volume. That's really about it. Flat Smack said, never trust a bullish YouTuber. Price action is king. Everything else is a lagging indicator. Pretty much, man. News and crap, don't pay attention to it. That's my 2 cents. If you want to, go ahead and pay attention to the news, but really it means nothing. Even in traditional markets, news means nothing. What's going to happen happens before you hear about why it happened. In everything. I do not like the MFI. No. Again, guys, these are my opinions. You choose the indicators you want to use. Face diaper, no need to listen to anyone else, and Crypto Savvy is a real deal. Always listen to other opinions, and then come up with your own. Like I said, guys, nobody knows where this market's going. Nobody knows for sure what it's going to do. We can look at the charts and analyze and make our best decisions off of that, but nothing is guaranteed in any market. So just know that. You know, always do your own due diligence on everything. Don't trade off of any YouTubers, including mine's thoughts. You can use that to come up with your own thoughts and see if it matches with yours, but don't trade off of other people, guys. TJ Chelsea says BitBoy will be crying now. Yeah, I BitBoy, I guess, crowned me the most bearish YouTuber. As long as I'm bearish, I'm good with that, whatever it may be. I don't dislike BitBoy. I think he has a great channel, and I do think he needs more bearish people on his channel to give his followers both views instead of just the bullish views. Even though his followers hate when bearish people go on there, I know, I've been there, but he does need more bearish people allowed in there. Some real looks at the chart. A lot of these guys, especially the young guys that are just hyper that are going on there, I don't really agree with. I don't think they're very good analysis. Not all of them. He has some good people on there, but some of these people that have a lot of followers because they were bullish in a bull market. It's easy to get people to follow you when you're saying Bitcoin's going to 100,000, 300,000, $1 million. That's not realistic, TA, guys. Thank you for your show, Savvy. I've been making money since I found you. Right on. Don't trade off what I say, though. Make your own decisions. I'm just giving you my ideas. Whatever sails our boat works for us. BitBoy's dumping his coins. Possibly. BTC never under 30. But BitBoy has a guy. If he believes... If he really does have a guy and he believes that guy, I don't believe he understands markets, because that guy doesn't know shit either. Where is the length of your RSI settings? 14, just default. My RSI settings are on 14. I'll show you it right here. Right there. 14, source close. That is my RSI settings. Bullish divergence on the daily, Fahad said. I just went over that. Let's look at the daily. Let's look at the bullish divergence. So let's get this off of here for a minute. Oh, can't look at it on that one. Let's go over to this one. All right, so, but if you look here, you see this trend line I have on the daily? We broke that. That is not bullish. But you're saying bullish divergence on the daily. You cannot count divergence until this daily closes. If this daily closes down here, the RSI will be down here. We could get a very ugly crash. But yeah, and again, bullish divergence in a downtrend has no power over hidden bearish divergence in a downtrend. Hidden divergence is much more powerful when it is in the direction of the trend. And hidden bearish divergence is in the direction of the trend. Crypto Face called the top and is also bearish. I don't think he called the top, but I did. If you look at my video from March 24th, I was the first person to put up the wick off. Back here, before it was around 57 or 58,000, I said it would probably get around 63 or 64. And then go down from there. It played out beautifully. If you don't believe it, go back, check my video. It was on March 24th, before anybody started talking about wick off and became wick off masters. Ninja Killer 99 is RSI worth checking on the 1 hour. It shows BTC is oversold on the 1 hour, but not the 4 hour. Which one should I? Depends on what time frame you're trading. Now, the oversold and overbought crap is crap. That's not how you use the RSI. The RSI is not to buy the oversold and sell the overtop, because it creates divergence. That's what you need to be looking for, not if it's high or low. Watch for the divergence. Savvy, is there a chance to play Wyckoff redistribution? Yeah, and I've talked about that. If this is redistribution, guys, you guys know what? Let's see. Market cheat sheet. That would be the extremely bearish case scenario, and that would be this. This would be the redistribution that we are in now, and we have much further down to go. It is definitely a possibility. This isn't the greatest one. Let's go to a bigger one. Right here. So we could be right in this area around anxiety or denial before coming down. So keep that in mind. It could get really ugly. That all depends on traditional markets, guys. What are the traditional markets going to do? Like I said, this is a huge bearish engulfing candle on the daily for the Dow. That's not to say it can't pump up a little bit, but it does tell me that this was the high up here. And will most likely continue much, much, much further down in the coming weeks and months. On the day, Ethereum is on a huge double bottom. No, it's not on a double bottom, bud. I see your hope, but it's not on a double bottom. It actually just broke this trend line here, right there. So Ethereum is in trouble, period. In my opinion. Again, nobody knows for sure what's going on, but there are signs of just huge bearishness all over these charts, man. All over these charts. Dow broken, long-term trend. Huge pump incoming, says false something. Fuse insane, huge pump incoming. We'll see. If we do have a huge pump, it's going to be nothing more than a bear trap or a fake out, in my opinion. Ninja Killer 999. Why trade with 2 BTC instead of 4 or more? Because I trade on leverage, and that's what I'm comfortable with, and I've been making awesome money with it, so I have no need to change it. I don't sit and do $1 million trades and stuff. That's just not a true trader is usually not doing that unless they have, 500 million in their account. But I'm happy to see anywhere from 3 to 30,000 a week in profit. Best long-term holds? Nothing. Nothing right now, in my opinion. Do you still think Bitcoin has long-term value? Yeah, I do. It may be a long time before we see Bitcoin really rise again, especially if the traditional markets are in a multi-year bear market. We'll see what happens. Thanks, Crypto Lanza. Possible descending wedge. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. That would align with this 27.2 area if you drew a trend line off these wicks. So that would be within probably sometime this week if it happens. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep this one short. I will be doing another live later, so watch out for that. I appreciate all you guys stopping by. It's good to see you. It's been a while. And like I said, I'll see you in today's second live. It'll be within the next 4 to 6 hours, somewhere in that range. And I'll go over some altcoin charts with you guys and do whatever. Let's see what happens in the meantime. Be safe out there. Trade safe. Always use stop losses. and risk management. Google user. Thanks, Chief King Move. Thanks, man. Thanks for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. And have a great day, guys. I am out of here. I will see you later.